Welcome to Thursday Night Knives. I'm your host, Bob the Knife Junkie DeMarco, hosting a show that almost wasn't. But Jim, my good buddy and my stalwart producer, said, no, you have to. And I said, you're right, I have to. So here we are. And tonight we're going to be talking with Alex Tissot. Hello, Jocks. Good to see you, sir. Tonight, we're going to be joined with Alex Tissot, and we are going to be talking about the event coming up on Saturday, the Knife Junkie Town Hall. And I will be joined by co-hosts Alex Tissot of Alex's Knife Box and Slicey Dicey and Stasa23. Hello, Barry. Lovely to see you, sir. From the lovely state of Colorado, where I fell down the Continental Divide when I was 11 and thought I was going to die. But I didn't. And here I am telling you about Saturday. So Saturday, we're going to have a bunch of people, and tonight, Alex and I are going to talk about it. We will be, well, as you can see right there, we're going to have Alan Elishewitz, Elliot Williamson, Super Steel Steve. We're going to have Neves Knives, Eugene Kwan, Greg Lightfoot, David C. Anderson, Greg Medford, Tashi Barusha, Marianne Halpern of TRM, Kevin Clearly, Douglas Esposito, Matt Martin, and more. And it's going to be a literal town hall meeting right here on YouTube, live on Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time in the United States. Yeah, Charles, epic. I'm gonna really be flexing my scheduling muscles over the next 24 hours to figure out how that's all going to work. And it's going to work beautifully because Slicey, that's right. That's your name, sir. I cannot wait to co-host this with you on Saturday. One of my favorite YouTubers, Slicey Dicey, will be joining us, and it will be, I imagine it'll be like a 4-paneled Brady Bunch picture right here with me, Slicey, Stasa, and Alex, and then we will have these amazing guests who are joining us, both knife makers and YouTubers floating in. We will get 2 different people at 2 different times. Bob Terzuola is going to be joining us. He said yes since we made that graphic, and also Michael Janich, designer of the Yojimbo and progenitor of Marshall Blade Concepts knife fighting system. So I'm really excited. These are all people that I've spoken to on the Knife Junkie podcast, and I'm just excited to reconnect with them and connect them with other people that I like. It's kind of I'll be sort of a knife yenta, if you will. So that will be all we're talking about pretty much tonight, though I will be pocket checking Alex. Hey, Alex, right as if on cue. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you?
See you. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I was just mentioning how tonight we're going to be talking about Saturday's event, but first we're going to pocket check. I want to find out what you're carrying, what I'm carrying. And I also want people to let me know. I don't think I do this enough. I need to ask the audience, what have you been carrying during that day? And I love, well, for a short while over the summer, I was doing my daily collection selection videos. And then lately I've been watching a Therapeutic Edge and Women Carry Knives sort of daily carry videos. And they've been inspiring me. I love the good old traditional pocket check. Rusty, great to have you, sir. Great to have you. Thanks for joining us. So, Alex, what are you carrying today, buddy?
I am carrying a Greg Lightfoot Nighthawk. So here it is.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got Python micarta. You can already see that beautiful Timascus clip with a CPM 154 steel blade and a very interesting blade profile. What he's known for, that top swedge right here. Very nice knife, incredible. And I actually won this for free.
I know, you son of a gun. I when I saw that you won that, I was like, well, at least this means maybe someday I'll get to hold it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that is, hey, Therapeutic Edge.
Therapeutic Edge. What's up, buddy?
Thanks for joining us and dropping in. Women Carry Knives. Hey.
We got husband and wife. All right.
Yes, be sure to come here on Saturday. We need to see you on Saturday starting at noon. Yeah, that clip is amazing. Greg Lightfoot. So that one-sided swedge is called, I think he calls that a power tip.
Yeah.
It just so happens I have my Greg Lightfoot custom in front of me, and as you can see on the non-show side, it just looks like that, which is a pretty damn cool grind. And this is Nicholas Damascus. And then over here, is that what it's called? Chad Nichols Damascus.
Wow, that thing's so awesome. And look at that pivot too. I like that pivot hardware.
Yeah, it looks kind of like a 6-shooter.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, and that handle is it's a very nice. So let me ask you, with yours, is it insanely thick and very, very chunky in the hand? Which I love.
Yes.
Looks like it. Look at those liners. I mean, you may as well call it a frame lock with a full on slab of micarta right on top.
It is so awesome though. That grip is like, it's so positive. Like it's, I know a lot of people like skinny knives. Like I get it. It's nice for the pocket carry, but in the hand, I've grown to really like thicker knives. I just think that they feel more like a fixed blade and more fill up the hand with a good positive grip. And I really like what he did with the jimping. I don't know if yours has this.
Hey James, good to see you, sir.
What's up, James? I don't know if yours has that, but it's only got like a little tiny jimping right up here at the top. You see that right there.
I've got 2 jimps, a little bit more pronounced or a little bit more exposed than yours, I think.
That's what she said. No, but
someone had to say it. Right.
He doesn't overdo it with the jimping. It's just like a little bit of added traction right at the thumb. It feels really nice. Like I like how he did that.
Hey, Jim, can you bring that graphic up? Charles' comment about the blade shape. He said he hasn't seen a blade shape remotely close. I think that was Charles. I never say, yep. So so if I had to put this in my knife, if I had to categorize this by blade shape or whatever, I would put it next to like the Hinderer Skinner. It's kind of got a similar, I mean, it's kind of in the same universe. Right. And what else? There was one other knife I was thinking of.
That we can actually compare those.
What do you know? Again, as if on cue. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Correct, Alex. Thick handles and thin blades. Oh, that's like the, I was just noting that that very ratio in the Boker Squale, the closest I'll ever get to my own Charles Marlowe knife, the Boker Squale. Today I was carrying the Riot K2. God, such a beautiful knife. And I watched Forged in Fire last night, and they were doing tantos, and of course I had to like pull out a tanto or two, and I just think that is a really, really nice looking one. I love that swedge, but I love that the swedge doesn't come all the way back so that your thumb isn't resting. Because I like to, put your thumb isn't resting on a thin ridge of a swedge. You've got this landing pad there. So this is a very, very nicely designed and produced knife. And this is all, I believe this is in-house. Yeah, this is in-house at
the handle's really nice too. It looks like it's got dragon scales on the spine, which is really sweet.
Yeah, and it's bronzed, and it's very, I mean, man, it's really ergonomically sound. I don't know how you say that. Wow, you almost saw me draw blood right there. I'm gonna faint. Anyway, so yeah, good knife. I love it. I love a nice tanto. Facebook user. Yeah, I like the thicker feeling handles with my old grip. When you say old grip, sir or ma'am, do you mean literally like you're getting older and with your grip, you don't want to have to fumble with something too thin, or do you mean something else? And what's the point of different colors or coatings on the blade? What's the point? Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. I think he's talking about your knife.
I think the whole idea behind it is probably just to kind of show off the lines a little bit more so you can see where the flat is. Yep. And, and in theory, I guess if you have that dark coating, it's supposed to hide scratches because satin blades will scratch, or some people say. I tend to like satin blades myself, but I think that's kind of half design, half function sort of thing.
I would agree with you, and I would I'm not so sure about the function. I would go even further just to say, like, I think having it like that really highlights. I mean, look at how fine that grinding is right there. Like where that little peninsula of steel is very purposefully left there. And I think that the coatings, frankly, are an aesthetic choice, because he's a really damn good grinder. And why not show off that perfectly straight grind line, you know?
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, that was that and this
My boy
tiny
Dirk. What's up, Dirk? How you
Dirk
doing,
Gordon.
buddy?
Good to see you, sir.
That's my homie.
Yeah, I'm totally jealous of his knife collection.
Facebook user Alex has the knives. Oh, yeah,
Indeed,
thanks,
he
man.
does.
I have some.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm assembly worker. Yes, no grip. So yeah, the fatter handles, like the I don't have it. It's across the room in my case, but the Ritter Hogue RSK Mark One, the new Ritter Griptilian made by Hogue, has that sort of meaty, thick and round. It feels it's great for your grip. You know, you can really, it's a thick grip. So anyway, that's a great work knife to recommend.
That's
if
funny
you want
you say that, because my best friend works in the movie industry building sets. And for his birthday, he's like, I bought him a junkyard dog many years ago, a Kershaw. That's like a hot little item now.
Oh yeah.
And the first thing he told me is like, hey, you know, I really don't want to destroy this knife at work. I've had it for years. I'm like, well, it's your birthday. He's like, let me buy a knife off of you. I'm like, no, it's your birthday. I'll get you. I got plenty of knives. I'll send you something I have. And what I ended up doing is I bought off one of the YouTubers. I can't remember who it was. I bought a Rig Hogue to send him, and he just raves about it. He loves that thing.
Yeah, I love mine. I can't find enough excuses to use it.
Thin blade.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, the EXK is definitely one of those that's got a nice thick handle.
Wait, what is the EXK?
That's that one that I brought out, I think a week or so ago, that had the mammoth and carbon fiber handle.
Oh, yeah.
So that knife is fairly kind of thick in the handle. You can order it, the standard EXK, or you can get the Plus, which comes thicker. That's the difference between the Plus.
Okay, so before, I think I started a sentence and I didn't finish it, and it was something like this. Everyone comment, let me know what you're carrying today too. I don't do this enough. I want to find out what people are carrying, just out of curiosity, because yeah, exactly. Because, I've been watching, as I said, a Therapeutic Edge and Women Carry Knives daily uploads of what they're carrying. And I love that kind of thing. It's quick. You get a little nice visual shot of it in the hand, and you get a little bit of the download from two cool owners. And so let me find out from you all what you carried today. So this weekend, oh, thank you. We will indeed. Thank you. I never get tired of hearing that. So this weekend on Saturday, as I mentioned, we're going to be doing the Knife Junkie Town Hall. We're going to have a bunch of knife makers and a bunch of knife reviewers from YouTube and some other folks. And we're just going to have a nice big knife town hall hangout sort of thing. It's going to be you, Alex, me, Slicey, and Stasa, and we're going to be co-hosting. And, you're going to hear a lot of really, really deep and great, profound information from us as we bring on some of these excellent guests. We got Greg Lightfoot, we got Tashi Barucho, we got Douglas Esposito, Matt Martin, we got David C. Anderson from Knife Center. I'm looking forward to talking to him. Super Steel Steve. We have one half of Neve's Knives, Eugene Kwong, Greg Lightfoot, Elliot Williamson, Alan Elishowitz, and then today I heard Bob Terzawola is going to come, as is Michael Janich, which is awesome. These are all really, really cool people, and excellent people to talk to with varied perspectives. I'm really excited that Michael Janich is coming, because we have not only a designer's perspective, but really purpose-driven design from his standpoint, and then so yeah, it'll be an interesting mix and blend of people. Then of course, being anchored and held down by you and Stasa and Slicey and myself. We all have varying perspectives, so it should be a lot of fun. Cold Steel 8010, Rusty. Excellent choice, sir. It is an excellent choice. That is my outdoor. Okay, I'm going out to cut the yard. What's my folding knife? Because I know that my tops, my belt knife will be a tops. What's that called? Something Creek, Tex Creek. Love that knife. But the Cold Steel 8010 always rides in the front right. Good choice, sir. Bug Out, Shuffle, Kaiser Feist. Because one is none, Charles.
Great choices, actually.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, Para 3, which I don't have. You know what? I don't have any Spyderco lightweight models. I think maybe I need to get one. And since I don't have a native, maybe I get a Spyderco lightweight native at some point. Norseman today. Norseman. Oh, we have an aristocrat in our midst. Oh, Direware. Okay. So Dirk, I think we discussed this, but I would love to speak to whomever is behind those knives, because they are, since I've gotten into the chunkier knives, Direware is now a place that is way up on high that I hope to reach, because man, I would love to have a Direware sitting next to this big, thick guy.
Dirk is Mr. Fancy Pants. Dirk has like some
and
of
this
the
this is coming
stuff
from Mr. Fancy Pants, right?
Oh no, man. Dirk has crazy stuff. And if you guys watch Dirk's channel, if you guys haven't subscribe to it. He's doing some Todd Fisher full custom knives. We're talking like $3,000+ knives that people are sending him. So if you guys really want to get a look at some really crazy stuff, check him out.
So Joseph is carrying the Olamic Whippersnapper, which is a small Olamic that I approve of. I really like the way that knife looks, and looks mean a lot to me. What's the little Olamic that I don't like that you have?
The Busker.
The Busker. I know it's a very unpopular position, and I look at that knife and I think that has got to be one comfortable knife and one pleasure to use. But damn, it's ugly, and that's just to my eye. And sometimes it takes having it in your presence and holding it and using it to appreciate something. And I know tastes change. I used to think the Praetorian was the most ridiculous knife I had ever seen. I mean, when I first saw it, but look at me now. I'm spending stupid money to have one in my presence, carrying the Brandon Robinson Pride right now. Oh God!
So that's another Mr. Fancy Pants right there.
I was gonna say I've never heard those three names put together, and now I feel like kind of like the Mama Luke. I've never heard of this. Tell me about this knife?
No, you know what? You don't feel like that because it's not like a super. If you know kind of thing. It's a little bit of an exclusive one, but
is it like if you have to ask?
Yeah, kind of. And then his Void XL is just, oh my God.
Bob, we couldn't explain it to you. I get this.
The Eye of Ra.
Oh yeah.
That's a cool knife.
So is the Mjolnir? That's is that an Ostap Hell design?
I'm not familiar with that one.
I spoke with him this morning from Poland, which is very cool. I mean, so part of teleworking now means that I can conduct interviews at times that make it more convenient to speak to people overseas. So I've spoken to 2 people overseas in the last 2 weeks, and I spoke with Ostap today.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he was a very cool guy, very interesting dude. And he had a baby yesterday. I'm like, well, why did you just waste an hour with me, man? He's like, I can't get to the hospital. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, maybe I'm just, maybe that's just a, what do you call it? A spoiler. Carrying a Browse Brothers Enforcer Karambit today.
Wow.
That's the kind it's got the little beak right on I think that's got a little beak on the horn. And it's got such an extreme curve, and then it's got 3 like jagged cutouts on the back. That is a cool looking karambit. If I'm thinking of the right one, I've never had a Browse knife. Civivi Governor until the Spidey chef came in the mail. Right.
Nice.
Right. It's nice when a day starts with a great knife and finishes with another great knife like that. I have a weird thing about I have to finish the day with the knife I start with, even if I get a new one. I just put the new one in a different pocket. Phil Hartsfield 3.5-inch fixed blade Tanto. That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Spyderco Yojimbo too. Barry, come. Michael Janet is coming on the show on Saturday. If you haven't heard, and the UK penknife. Oh, UK PK. Okay. Yojimbo too. I have been using and abusing my 20 CV carbon fiber Yojimbo 2 because I dropped it on its tip and broke it, and suddenly I feel like nice choice, sir. I have mine close at hand, though it's not a Genesis. But I dropped the Yojimbo on its tip, and lo and behold, with the girls at home, and this has been spring break, we've been doing all sorts of crafts and stuff. I've had that Yojimbo 2 out and about, and not only is it great at cutting calf muscles when you find yourself on the ground getting kicked, by a gang of thugs, but it's also great for cutting tongue depressors and opening up Elmer's glue and other such craft uses. So yes, thumbs up for 20 CV. Cold steel tall wire. What size? Street scalpel. 2. Excellent. Or the Tops Cat. Okay.
I have a tall wire. I like that knife.
Do you have the large or the small?
The large.
The large. I don't know why I never got that. And I had the 4-inch and I sold it, and I can't say I quite regret it. I just wish I got the big one in the first place, because I keep all my large cold steels.
It's
now,
fully.
What's that?
It's fully serrated, and I shut it on my finger once.
Oh my God.
That was painful.
Oh my God. Hey Edwin, good to see you, man. Yeah, that sounds really, really awful. Go 2 back, Jim, if you don't mind. I just wanted to finish when he was talking about and then we'll go back. You were talking about the Tops Cat. That is an interesting, funny little knife. Well, I have the Tops Interceptor, which is the 4-inch version of the Cat, and Cat stands for something anti-terrorist. And I'm like, and I love it because when that was the second knife Tops came out with in the late 90s or something, and it was very on, it was very, very on tone, very it was perfect for the time it came out in terms of the name. But now I see that and I love the knife, believe me. But it kind of it's yeah, this cuts terrorists the best. This punctures terrorists better than any other. So I don't know why, it just kind of makes me laugh. But I love that knife. I love my Interceptor. I rarely carry it now, except it's a good around the house knife. Street Scalpel 2. Glad they made that redesign. Can we go? Let's see. Douglas Esposito is a great guy. I met him. Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
He is a great guy, and he's an interesting dude. And can he make a knife? Funny you should mention Douglas Esposito. I have this is the knife he made for me. It's a double-edged fighter. This is, I think, the medium size for him. And I saw another knife he made with tortoiseshell, and I had to have it. To me, it's it's so classy and gentlemanly, and it also harkens back to 30s and 40s, and I don't know. I just love it. And the way this thing.
Can I see the pins on that one, Bob?
Yeah. Let's see.
Wow. That's nice, man.
Yeah. And it's got a crowned spine, and the tang sits proud, but it's all rounded over. It's like an Italian knife. And
that's beautiful.
In reverse grip, it's amazing. But anyway, Douglas has been, he does a lot of fixed blades, and he's been doing some kitchen knives recently, dabbling in those. But what he's been doing is branching into folders, and he's been making these really stout titanium. He's a former Marine, such as yourself, and so there's a certain design mindset that's going into it. He's also a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and has a great school out here in Virginia. And so he's a tough guy. He's got tough uses for it. Nice fella, of course. But the blades kind of reflect that. They're like these big, chunky titanium. And looking forward to it, definitely. Hey, Dave, good to see you, sir. Dave up in Connecticut. Dave is also not also as if Dave is a master Kali man and a friend of Ron Kazakowski, who we had on the show, and knows a hell of a lot about knives, but also about Filipino weapons. And Dave is a very interesting guy. He's always emailing and commenting. We're going to have an actual conversation at some point.
The answer is yes.
Okay. How does one not? I mean, and today I just received from
rad.
From Snaggletooth Tactical. I got one of their Snaggletooth MFs in now they're making them in aluminium, as they say across the pond. And this is the tumbled aluminum finish, and I really like the way it looks on this knife. I mean, to me it looks like part of the design of this knife. So I had to get one.
It's very Bob-tastic, for sure.
It is Bob. You know, I don't want to be caught flat-footed. So yeah.
That's so awesome.
Any man who would do less is less than a man. There's the covert anti-terrorist. Yes. Covert anti-terrorist. Now, there is nothing covert about the thickness of the handle of that knife, at least on the one that I have. It's got a really fat handle. Like it's a little too much, but you know, I had dreams of taking it to my belt sander and then I was like, yeah, but I'd need to get different Corby bolts and Linden micarta is such a pain in the ass. Forget it. Dave, yes, so that would be awesome. And also, Dave, tomorrow, Saturday, join us for the Knife Junkie Town Hall as well. We'll be talking to a lot of people. Michael Janich will be here, which you might find interesting. He's an interesting cat. Skywarp, how are you, sir? Lovely to see you. And the man has a great Hinderer collection, as we know for sure.
Absolutely.
So, got a question for you. Is it why does it not spend replacement? Oh, I don't know. Do you have any idea about this?
That's a really good question. I don't know why. Maybe because it's a safety device kind of thing. You know, if you do it wrong.
Well, does taking apart? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I lecture my girls about this all the time, but I will. Does it have anything to do with voiding the warranty by opening the knife, by disassembling the knife?
It could be. I have no idea. I don't know. Because I've gotten replacement clips and, you know, like stuff like that, but I have not really dealt with a broken Omega spring on any of mine.
No, and they send clips for free. They seem to be pretty generous with that end of things. Yeah. My 7-week-old bug out had an Omega spring break.
Wow.
I will bench made only replace the springs if the knife is sent in for repair.
Maybe they want to see why it broke. Like they want to look at the knife and see what happened. Not saying that you did something, but maybe they want to see if there's some kind of design flaw or perhaps, you know, this was a bad one. Maybe they might even send you a new knife. You never know.
Maybe they want to make sure you're not a spring manufacturer looking to kind of, though I'm sure they don't make their own springs. But I know there's been so much controversy around the Omega spring, which is, you know, when you back way away from it, it's hilarious that there are controversies about such things. But, you know, when you spend a lot of money and time, you know, getting into a thing, you want to know that people really stand behind their stuff. And I'm not saying that Benchmade doesn't, but you also want your the people that you're spending time and money with to not take you for a total dope or not take you for a total, you know, incompetent who can't take apart a knife, you know, unscrew several screws, take a thing apart and put it back together. It's not that hard. Our co-host allowed to? Yes. Okay. Yes, sir. This is something I was talking to Alex
for a
about
friend.
before asking for a friend. Before we started rolling, you know, there are an awful lot of people coming, and you know, I'm gonna have to schedule it kind of tightly, and but I don't want to cut anyone off, so we'll see how long this goes. But you know, I'm fully expecting everyone to have to take breaks, make coffee. My oldest daughter asked if she could be on it, and I said, no, child, only if it's to bring me coffee. And she said, okay, but can I say like, here's Alex Tissot from Alex's Knife Box. Here you go, and walk away. And I was like, maybe, I don't know. So, Slicey, I know your kids are much older, so they probably have no interest in that. But yes, if you need to take a pee break, you get up, you walk away. It's that simple. It's that simple. Just put something in front of the camera to look at, or Jim will cut to something else. Yes. I want freedom. Is that a Tissot watch you're wearing, Alex?
It is.
That's a little on the nose, buddy.
That was pretty good, Bob. This is actually their diver's watch. Let's see if I can get without reflection. It's a really nice one. It's an automatic.
It's beautiful. I love blue-faced watches, and I bought my wife a Tissot, incidentally, about 2 or 3 years ago for a birthday, and yeah, it's a cool watch. Now she wears an iWatch. iWatch. To me, when I see an iWatch, I'm like, it's like a black void. It's like a square black void sucking up energy on you. Okay, sorry, I'll stop. She doesn't like it when I get it when I go down that road. Jock says, if you had to choose between a Sebenza and XM18, what would you pick first? Oh, I mean, okay. Let me ask Alex first.
Sebenza.
Good.
Short answer.
I would pick an XM18 for sure. No, okay. They are both fantastic. I feel like if you want something that feels really solid, feels like that the proverbial 2 pieces of glass oiled and moving together smooth, then you get the Sebenza. If you want something that's a little bit more aggressive, has more ways of opening, and has more blade shapes to choose from, and more pivots to choose from with the new Triway, if you got the new Triway, and has a lot more options for your own personalizing of the knife, I would say go with the XM18. If you, and Sebenzas are awesome. This is not a knife fight. I'm not trying to debate this.
Oh, that is the perfect subject for a knife fight.
It is, and I think it has been, but maybe we'll revisit that at the end of the night, because we haven't picked out a knife fight. If anyone has a knife fight idea tonight, since we're going to be going so very long on Saturday, we're not going to take this tonight to the hour and a half length. So if anyone has an idea for a knife fight, something that Alex and I can debate knife wise, please let us know. I ended up ordering aftermarket springs. So Barry, I have heard, where did I hear this? Can't remember where I heard this, but I've heard that there are a lot of good, or maybe not a lot, but there are some good or better than factory aftermarket Omega springs out there. It looks like you just found them, but so why is it so hard to get that spring right? Does anyone know? Is that a thing? I mean, is it just how it's?
I have no idea myself. I mean, I've never had a problem with any of my Benchmade knives ever. So, yeah. But I did end up selling almost all of them. So nothing against Benchmade. They're great.
Yeah. Well, sometimes
Axis lock isn't like really my thing.
It's like an actor auditioning for a part. It's not, I'm not saying you're a bad actor. I'm just saying you're not what we're looking for this role. I'm flipping my Hinderer Bally song. What's that called? The Nieves? The Nieves? Something French, I think. How would you pronounce Nieves in French?
You know what? I don't know, Bob.
Yeah. Oh, man. Sorry. I just totally put you on the spot. Love it. Great watch. Yes.
Oh, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, Dirk.
Dirk's I have some cool watches, but I always wear my Apple Watch, the black void on your wrist. Okay. All right. So I'll explain. I once went to someone who is kind of a, psychic type, and mentioned that TVs should always be covered up. Wait, could go back to the smartwatch thing. Oh, yeah, I agree with you too. TVs should always be covered up because when they're not on, they're just these black voids, and that always stuck with me. Yeah, not a fan of smartwatches. XM18 is covered the Sebenza. I don't know. They both seem like you could. They both seem very laterally stout. Like this is but that you could run it over with a truck this way, and it's not. Nothing's going to happen in this sort of either down or sideways this way.
I'd like to get in on this whenever you're done.
Okay. I feel like the and I don't have any tri-way pivots on any of my hinderers, but I feel like hinderers are a looser action, and when they're locked up, they're tight as hell. But when they're not locked up, they're freer. And maybe it's because of the I still have the plain old Nylotron washers in there, and when it's locked out, there's no blade play and all that, and it's but something about the feeling between unlocking it and closing it feels less solid than the Sebenza. That could be just perception, because the Sebenza, like the tension is never changing. It kind of feels like it's always a constant. What are your thoughts?
So there's a reason why Sebenzas are still around for so many years. You'll still see Sebenzas being carried from the 90s, some of the hardcore guys. And one of the things that I think the Sebenza is superior in, which you actually brushed up on, Bob, was the fact that the Sebenza has a pivot washer. And that's the reason why when you take a tool and you crank down the Sebenza pivot bolt, you tighten it as hard as you can, and the action never changes no matter what. Whereas in a hinderer, the tolerances aren't quite as tight, and you got to play that little kind of inch game. So yeah. I do think the Sebenza is superior, and actually this one right here. This XM18 is a tri-way pivot one. Mm-hmm. It's a skinny Skinner, and I just had to swap this thing over to washers because I decided to get a brass liner on mine, and the brass is soft. Yeah, so I did a micarta handle and some brass hardware.
Nice.
But because the brass is soft, you have to run it on washers. So I had to play the adjusting the pivot for like at least 15 minutes before I got it right. And yeah.
Is that a brass pivot as well?
The bolts are. But on the back side you can see the spanner type.
So that's titanium mating with copper? You froze up, but man, I'm really loving that setup. I like the titanium. I mean, not the titanium, the micarta. Well, I do like the titanium, but the micarta scale that you got, it looks like it's got all of the traditional milling and scalloping. Does it?
It does.
It does. Where did you get that from, Hinderer?
I actually got this from DLT Trading. It was a pain in the butt to find one of these because this is a skinny. So it has its own special scale to it. Oh. And for some reason, they just had one of these left, and I snagged it. And then I think it goes nice with the brass, with the bronze. God,
it looks, it is really beautiful. I love, I love natural kind of colors. I love like green micartas and natural micartas and this kind of tan. I love that. And with the brass fixtures and stuff, I think it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really nice. Just gives it like a little bit different.
Okay.
What do you call it? Contrast.
So, but okay, I'm allowing the beauty to dazzle me. I'm going to put wax in my ears like Odysseus and tie myself to the mast and keep moving and say, oh, that's nice. So you think that because of the tolerances are not as tight, and because it doesn't have that pivot bolt that you can crank all the way down on, that you would choose the Sebenza for I'm sorry, who asked? That wasn't Barry. Who asked? I want to get a definitive answer. Though I find the XM18 more compelling and more exciting. You might be right. Tougher. XM18 is tougher than the cement. Skywarp, I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised. Of course, you're preaching to the choir, but we're hearing this from an accomplished hinderer. Okay. What I was saying, an accomplished hinderer collector. I needed to finish that sentence. Slicey, that's right. Did the XM18 versus the Sebenza 31 last week. Now I am completely I am unable to speak to the 31 because I've never held it in my hand. So check out that video. And now I'm trying to remember that video. And if I watched the entirety, I don't know if I got too many videos to watch, man. And you've been putting out these new videos that are pretty awesome. Your battle arena video.
Yeah, my knife battle arena. So I put the first one was the XM18 against the SOCOM, and then I just did the Spectre against the Shiro Zero, Neon Zero. That was pretty fun.
So who won that one?
You'll have to watch to see.
There you go. There you go. All right, because I need to find out about this Holt thing. I have the suspicion of a late adopter. I got it from my parents. It's like Kurt Cobain killed himself. I'm like, hey everybody, there's this great band called Nirvana. Did you hear about them? They're like, yeah. I'm like, sorry, I'm a late adopter. Can you bring up that last comment from Charles, please? Everybody hit like.
Yes, like and subscribe.
Oh, yes, exactly. I'm like, everybody hit like what? I thought like, thank you, Charles. I appreciate that. That's cool. I'm just adult. I've never broken a spring on my Benchmates either. Probably owned like 20 over the years. So I have not. And so I'm always kind of like, I haven't had too many Benchmates, but I also have not had the problems. I'm not crazy about Benchmade. I have a few models that I am crazy about, but on the other hand, I've never had the problems that people have complained so much about. And the spring, I mean, geez, man, how like if you're flipping it compulsively and you're wearing it out, you bend metal over and over and over and over. Eventually, it's going to break. Is it a problem of too much use? Not that should be excusable, but I mean. Anyway, maybe I've spent too much time on the Benchmade spring.
Sorry, my light sucks so bad, by the way.
Oh, it's quite all right. I see you improved it. I broke both Omegas on my Leaf Storm 9. Got replacement on Etsy. Leaf Storm 9? I thought Leaf Storm was a Spyderco. Isn't the Leaf Storm? What the hell is a Leaf Storm? Okay, but the point is, he broke two Omega springs on that knife and got replacements on Etsy. Isn't that amazing? There's some craftsman somewhere in the world making Omega leaf springs. Like this person, I'm not going to assume he's a man, but probably is, was like, oh my God, I know exactly how to make this damn spring. Let me make it, and I'll put them up on Etsy. That's what I love about this. It's American ingenuity. Well, it's Tops Prather boy. Oh, yes. For a knife? I mean, no. Okay. All right. So Knife Fight is a segment we do at the end of the show where we have a debate about one knife or another or this or that. But so if anyone has an idea of something that Alex and I can debate in 10 minutes or so during our Knife Fight, we'd love to have that debate for you. But your comment about the Prather war buoy, oh my God, I agree with you. And mine is 5 feet away from me. I wish I had it because I built the awesomest, most awesomest sheath for it. I know awesomest isn't a word, but it is for this sheath. Kydex with me. Alex, have you ever made a Kydex sheath?
I have not.
For me, it's like sometimes it's great, and then other times it's a disaster. And the Prather war buoy, the Tops knife that I have, it was one of. It's like the angels were smiling on me when I made that Kydex. So there you go. But enough about that. The knife itself is incredible. I always kind of wish that really long swedge along the back was sharpened, but that's kind of how I see things. A Real Steel Rocket Liner Lock. Ivan Bragg.
I'm not familiar with that one.
I have not. Hang on. Well, let's see. Let's see if I can pull this. Well, I don't want to go and get lost in a rabbit hole looking for it, but that sounds awesome. Because I know
Real Steel's doing good.
Yeah, everything that they're coming out with lately is looking good. They got more Ostap Hill. They've got Jacob from Poltergeist Works designing a lot of stuff for them. Triway Jurassic, baby. Slicey's been loving his Jurassic lately, especially since I think he got a new scale for it. And Jurassic is my favorite. Slicey, what was the scale you got for that? Yeah, I think it was aftermarket, but if they would just make that 3.75 inch blade, that would just, to me, it might outshine the XM18. Just bought an Espada XLG. Keeping it real, Tyler. Well, you never know. That might be your last opportunity to get the XL. So when you say XL, you mean the XL. Yeah, the big one, the 7.5 incher. Yeah, that thing is amazing. So you hold that knife. You know which one we're talking about, Alex?
Oh yeah,
the big giant one. So
yeah,
you hold that at the very end, and use there are a bunch of little horns that exactly. You can have about a 14-inch machete, at your hands. Holy crap! Can you see who I am now? I can't. I just see Facebook user. Holy crap! Leaf Storm 9 is Kevin Wilk. Oh yes, but I thought that was Spyderco. I can't think of that. All right. Well, thank you. I will check that out afterwards. Spectre versus which one would win?
Oh, this is kind of like going back to my video. So James and I put a little teaser on the Facebook Spectre groups that I was going to put up the Shiro versus the Spectre, and everybody was debating whether I should do the Neon Zero or if I should do the F95. So I took a picture of all three of them with the Spectre right in between. It just seemed that the Neon Zero was a little bit closer in size. The Spectre gets kind of dwarfed by the F95. So to answer that question, I think that both of those knives are hard to compare just because they're in two different size categories.
You watch the video and extrapolate.
But
also from Etsy. Interesting.
But Joe Holt, of the guy who makes the Spectre, actually carries an F95 every day, so that should kind of give you an answer.
Oh, okay. All right. So Dave is mentioning Pop's clips on Etsy. Make them for any knife. You mentioned that to me in a comment, Dave, a while back about, I think it was the Recon 1, oddly enough. I think you mentioned that Pop's Clips makes a Recon 1 deep carry pocket clip, which is kind of cool. The Recon 1 sits nice and low anyway, but if you're going to carry like a snaggletooth tactical cog ring, karambit ring extension on your Recon 1, you might want a deep carry pocket clip so you don't have so much coming out of it. That's pretty cool. Pop's Clips. Etsy, man. Let's support some of these people, especially now in these trying times.
Oh, that's a good one.
Stainless or carbon steel knife? Yes. Okay. Oh. Okay. For a second, I thought he was saying for a fighting knife. I'm like, oh, let's see. So stainless or carbon? Okay. All right. So we'll assume it's for a fixed blade.
Yeah.
When we get to that, we'll assume it's for a fixed blade. Some new hinderers I got. All right. So let's see. Hey, Skywarp, how you doing, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, Bob? How you doing, Alex?
Good.
What's up, buddy?
Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
There's
That's sweet, man. Beautiful. How does it flip? I was very curious.
It flips like really good. Well, this is the Gen 2, I think, and they're making a Gen 3 already. So a lot of people had complaints about the this part right here it pinches you.
Huh.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't flip them like people do. I just do it like that every time.
No one should flip them like people do. Can you hold that up? Just kidding. Can you open that up? Let me see the blade and put the blade up to the. Oh man, that's a nice shaped blade.
It is.
Span toe. It's a complete span toe and battle blue with working finish
And what is that? Like a 4 and is that like a 4.1 inch blade? What is that? Is that
4.6 actually?
Oh, so that isn't that the efficient? I don't want to say like that, but if it's a real Bally song, doesn't it have a 4+ inch blade? Isn't that kind of the thing? Bally songs are supposed to be kind of big, right?
Yeah, they're meant to be big. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course.
Oh, look at that!
Very nice.
And
what a beauty, man.
It's very, very nice.
Looks well used. Is that something new?
Yeah, this is one of my newest ones. I'm getting believe it or not, Bob, I'm getting a package from Mr. Hinder himself.
Get out of here.
Yep.
With what?
I don't know. He sent me something. He's sending me something. I support his knives so many years, for 5 years. He's sending me something.
See that? These are the kind of ballers we have on the Knife Junkie. Thursday Night Knives, man. my buddy's Rick's just sending me something.
Yeah, my buddy Rick. It's all good.
That's cool, man. Well, look at you. You got the hat. You got the shirt. I would be sending if you were wearing if you were wearing DeMarco knife and tool hats and shirts, I'd be sending you free stuff too, brother. No, I'm just kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. I would. Oh, I don't have them around me. All right, I'll show those later.
I even have the jacket.
Right on.
Right on.
Right on. So Skywarp, are you gonna be watching on Saturday?
I am. Yes.
Excellent.
I try not to be a nuisance by asking you to be on panel, because I do like talking about knives and other knives and stuff like that. Well, I'm a small channel, and I just like having my name out there and getting people to look at my videos and stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, so put your link your channel in your comment and let people know where you can be found. Yeah. I mean, you have obviously great taste in knives, and you have an special affinity for hinderers. And I know there are a lot of people out there. That's how I learned about Dirk Werning, who's been commenting tonight. I learned through Alex, who I want that ball. Yeah.
I'm sorry. They're sold. They've been sold out for a little while now, and they've been sold out for a while. So,
well, I have the stick. I have the sticker on the back of my car. I have an Emerson sticker and a Hinderer sticker on the back of my car. Yes, that one. And no one has ever like rolled up to me and been like, "Yeah, man." But I'm waiting for that day. There will be a day someone's gonna come by and be like, "Hey, dude, I get it." And I'll be like, "Oh, finally." But
it's Skywarp 41, and it's easy to look up. It's so easy.
Look up Skywarp 41, people.
Watching, man.
Yeah. And Skywarp has been showing up to this Thursday Night Knives. Oh, that's so nice, man. Wait, is
24?
Wait, flip it back around. Oh, okay. Oh, I love me a 24. Yeah. Well, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I think it's DLT is coming out with an exclusive skinny Warncliffe.
No.
Oh wow.
No, not
someone's coming out.
Someone's skinny. It's not a skinny.
It isn't skinny.
It's a no choil. No choil warning.
No choil warning. See, this is how rumors get started. Thank you, Skywarp. Are you sure not one of them, not one of the incarnations, is a skinny?
You know, let me look again.
All right.
Nope. It's not a skinny.
Because you might have to get two.
Because if that's the case, I'm gonna text Jason right now and ask him, because I gotta put my
just said
name
on there. It said warning. You know, M390 steel and
okay.
No
and was I correct about DLT?
Yes.
Okay, so it was the no choil detail that I conflated in my mind with skinny. But I mean, no choil is even, as far as I'm concerned, I don't need skinny. I like them nice and fat. But the no choil, yeah. I would love to see that knife. I only have 3 hinderers. I know, boohoo, poor me. But they all have choils, and I definitely would like to. Someday before the sun sets, I would like to.
This is my hinderers.
Jeez, man, you just like to brag, don't you? You just like to show off. Here are my hinderers.
It's okay, Bob. I only have 3 as well. It's okay.
Here's a USA made blade exclusive Spanto half track.
That's really cool.
That is a beaut. So, definitely Saturday. Come join us. We're gonna have. I mean, you know who we're gonna have, but right, Mr. Hinderer has not responded. I had a cop spot a hinderer in my pocket once and asked what it was. It was 100% legal. He just wanted to check it. Yeah, because all cops carry. I've worked not with cops necessarily, but in the proximity of a lot of cops, and I'm always pocket checking them. Basically, I'm like, you're carrying a SIG. That's a sweet gun. What are you carrying for a knife? Oh, here I have this like thing I picked up at the gas station while I was filling up. It's like,
I hate gas station knives.
Come on.
Sorry, but
Hey, it is what it is. Skywarp, thank you so much for dropping in tonight,
Oh, you're
joining us.
welcome.
Make sure you chime in on Saturday. We want to hear from you.
I sure will.
All righty, man. It was great to see you, sir.
It was
Take
great
care.
seeing you guys.
All righty, man. So I just want to do a little quick download about Saturday with you, Alex.
Let's do it.
Okay. Slicey subbed, Skywarp 41 at 400s now, I feel. Yeah. Oh man, it's hard out here on the outside. Favorite warning is the artisan proponent. I mean, geez, man, that thing is just that's what I need to sit in my cabinet next to this, because that is a chunker. And I would imagine whatever you push that into is going to spread wide open real quick. How fat that thing is. Hey, gas station knives are like, well, I don't want to say that. Yeah, there's an appeal to there is an appeal to cheap things sometimes. I mean, let's just be real about it. Sometimes it's I'm gonna stop right there. There's like a tawdry appeal, but I'll stop right there. So, who are you looking forward to talking to on Saturday?
Oh, I'm looking forward to talking to pretty much all of them. My good buddy Super Steel Steve's going to be on. He's a riot. Also, we're Greg Medford. I'm, fellow Marine. I'm really excited to talk to him. Large personality, large knives.
Yeah.
Marianne Halpert. She's so awesome. Such a nice person.
Yeah, and Three Rivers Manufacturing is just blown up, man.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show, you make a really killer product, you do great customer service, and you keep the product coming to market, you're going to do great.
It's user friendly. It's like they came up with that clever take the scales off of it without taking the knife apart.
Yeah.
It's super clever. It's really cool what they do.
Yeah. So I think it'll be really cool. I'm interested in getting, hopefully I can get Tashi Barusha and Bob Terzuola on at the same time, because they recently did a collaboration that I was following on YouTube. On Instagram, that was just so gorgeous. People have to check it out. If you know what I'm talking about, go back in time on Instagram in Bob Terzuola's feed and you'll and Tashi's feed, and you'll see this amazing double peaked Bowie folder gorgeousness that they put out. I mean, just imagine the aesthetics of Bob Terzuola and Tashi Barusha commingling and coming out, and it's awesome.
Bob
So
oh yeah,
exactly. 17 hinderers. Woo! College education. Nah, not these days. If you have a house, it is a glorious problem. It is. It's a lovely problem to have. Yeah, but I'm hoping to get a couple of these people together. I'd love to hear them kind of shop talking, or find out how they're, how they see one another. Yeah, Super Steel Steve, not only hilarious, but also very knowledgeable. Starting at noon Eastern. Yes, sir, noon Eastern. And looks like we'll be going for quite a while. So looking forward to hearing from, yes, me too, Michael Janich. Yes, he, Alan Elishowitz also, he was telling me, he was telling me this weekend, before all this pandemic happened, he was going to be hosting a shooting seminar, and so he's still going to be at the range. So we're going to talk from the range. I said, just make sure you're not on the range when we're talking. Skyward 41. Yeah. So it'll be awesome to see Alan. He was a really cool guy when I spoke with him, and I love his axe.
You got a lot of knife legends coming. That's definitely for sure.
So I am really I feel doubly blessed, and the first is that I've had a chance. Slicey, thank you, man. It's been lovely having you. We'll see you on Saturday. Talk to you soon, man. But I feel blessed that I've been able to talk to these people on the podcast, and that we've had good conversations, that they want to talk to me again. That's pretty cool. And then also that we live in a time where we can do this virtually like this. And then also, right now people are home. So I'm trying to make lemonade out of lemons. Hate to use that cliche, but I don't mean to say like I'm happy everyone's at home. But since everyone's at home, this is able to happen. Because imagine trying to get all these people together on a regular Saturday at noon, noon Eastern. People are doing things on Saturday. They're running around. They're doing whatever they're doing. So I feel very grateful. Go to bed early Friday night. yes, indeed, Charles. Go to bed early on Friday night. Looking forward to an epic lineup. Edwin, I know we will see you there, but also please join in. You can just go to TheKnifeJunkie.com/join, and I would love to hear and see you, hear your voice. Edwin's been putting out these awesome videos about his incredible Emerson collection, and recently he put one out about the Quaken, which, oh my God, that knife is so beautiful. I want me one of them.
It is.
All righty, sir. Should we knife fight? It's been an hour and I've been just blabbing. Should we do this?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's true, Charles. It's true. Nice to have
What's
you,
up,
sir.
Neves?
Neves.
There's another fun person that's going to be on Saturday.
Yeah, that's good. So tonight I'll be figuring out hopefully we'll get everyone kind of, I don't want to say matched up. I'm not going to try and be matchy, but yes, exactly. More virtual friends. That's right, Dave.
Yep.
So Neves, I'm looking forward to seeing who we'll get Jared, on at the same time with. It'll be fun. Let's see. I live in Hollywood. Friday night is too loud until. Yeah. Really? Even under quarantine, man. Wow. So you're kind of.
He's in Hollywood. He's close to me.
I was gonna say you guys are almost neighbors, right? Yeah, I lived in New York City for a long time, and then moved here about 10 years ago, and now I'm like, wow, I could have been in New York at this point. And I know it's a difficulty, as we heard from Nick living there right now. Is the Saturday stream going to be archived? Yes, sir, it will. I'll be wrangling my. Well, God love you, man. That's good work to be doing. But definitely check us out. Yeah, it will be archived, and yeah, I guess it'll be a big long video, man. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm gonna have lots of coffee, and maybe I'll have some power bars, some astronaut food. I'm gonna have my knife case to my left over here. I'm gonna have a whole setup in case I have to refer to anything. I can just grab it, unless it's a sword, knife, warhammer, or other implement that's hanging on the wall elsewhere. And we'll do it like that.
Sorry about my daughter.
No, man. No, she's like, Daddy, that's enough of that crap. All right. You know what? Maybe we'll skip a knife fight for tonight, because I'm not even sure what we had lined up. And don't drink. I think this is too much coffee right here tonight. I think that's what we're seeing right now. Anyway, I'm really excited for Saturday. I really hope people can come and think of this as it is a town hall. It's kind of like a town hall. I'm also thinking of it like my wife and I like to throw big parties here at the house, big barbecues, and she's got a huge family, and then we have a lot of friends around here, and it's just kind of come and go as you please. But just know that we're going to have a lot of great people, and they're going to be spread out over a couple of hours, probably maybe a couple more than a couple of hours. So I don't know how long it's going to go, but it should be a great amount of fun, and I'm really looking forward. Oh yeah, that's right. All right. Okay, let's do it. You want to do this real quick?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's knock this out.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, right. My wife's messing with my daughter right now.
Let's talk fixed blades. Okay. And let's do this. We'll give each other 30 seconds. And yours begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are stainless.
So stainless steel blades are obviously superior to have. You can still get the relatively great edge stability and durability. Even like for 3V is a great example of a steel that can still be tough like carbon steel can be. But the best part is you don't have to oil it every couple days. You don't have to take it out and dip it in a leather sheath. It's just a fantastic steel to have with low maintenance.
All right. Well, you went considerably over your time at 6 seconds plus, but no, I'm kidding. All right. Very, very well stated. Actually, you gave me a little extra time to consider why carbon steel is clearly superior to stainless steel in a fixed blade. And I will say this. Most of the time when I'm using a fixed blade, it's because I'm doing a job that my folders cannot handle. Why can my folders not handle that? Well, for two reasons. One reason is the pivot. The other reason is that super steel I have, that super stainless steel that's so hard and you never have to sharpen it. Well, it's also brittle. So if I want to do any real chores with my knife, I'm not just talking about, pulling it out and showing people in the lunchroom. I'm going to go for your old carbon steel because I know it's tough. I know it can take it, and it doesn't need to be babied. A little oil here and there, won't hurt. But carbon steel, it's got what it takes. I think I may have gone a little long. Clearly.
Well, 3V doesn't chip, Bob. So there you go.
So is that true? I know nothing about 3V. Nothing. I just know that it's good and people like it, but
that's
people
the best
also
part
like
of it.
The people like it harder, right? I mean, it's got to be up in the 60.
Yeah,
that's what I thought 3V was a carbon steel.
Damn it, I was wrong.
I thought maybe it was like a semi, like a D2, but I was like, I don't want to show my ignorance here, and then here comes Shelter Monkey just to expose some amazing stainless steels these days. They do. But hey, really, I mean, like. Would 8CR13 MOV not be an awesome stainless steel like just 20 years ago? Or,
But technically 3V is kind of a partial
I concur
stainless.
wholeheartedly. What's that?
3V is kind of a stainless steel, though. It does have carbon in it, but it's technically stainless in some respects. I mean, you still have to maintain it, but it's not like 1095 or anything like that.
It's not going to give you a nice patina.
No.
When you purposefully cut an apple and then
maybe. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, only one person has commented, and that's Charles, and he said I won. So I'm going to go with, Facebook user says Bob won too.
Of course Bob won. Bob always wins.
It's kind of like, maybe I won't be back next Thursday night.
Whatever. You. I'm happy to lose. Just such a fine young gentleman,
Yes. The debates we have here, sir. Thank you, Neve. We have a diplomat. We have a diplomat in our presence. Thank you, Sarah. I agree. I think we both brought forward the best qualities of both. 3V tends to pit instead of patina. That's a major buzzkill. If you're like, I'm going to just patina up this blade and leave it stuck in this apple for the next 4 hours, and you pull it out and you've got like a bunch of holes in it, that would be.
I do have a Medford Praetorian in 3V that I've never oiled in the 4 years I've had it.
That's with the Vulcan finish, right? That means they don't do anything to it after heat treat, or they grind it, heat treat it, and then just put the edge on it. But they don't remove any of that heat treat pattern, right?
I'm not sure if that's part of the heat treat or if it's like a separate finish of its own, because I do believe so. God. Okay, so my Vulcan finish Praetorian, it has a warped blade.
Dude. You need to bring that up with Greg.
Yeah, I'm going to. Well, and they were good. His wife talked to me and she's like, yeah, I'll take a look at it. But she said, why don't you keep the knife the way it is? Because the finish on it's so beautiful. I'm like, I agree. The finish is nice, but the blade is warped. So they're like, well, we don't do the Vulcan finish anymore. So you're going to have to get a standard like Bead Blast 3V or something like that, and we'll reblade it for you. So they offered to fix it, but I want them to Vulcan the blade.
Yeah,
because that's what I paid for.
I can understand both sides of it. I can understand. Now you're talking chemistry, man. I don't know. I mean, what does that mean? I mean, it's not that I don't know what that means, but is that high or low? I'm thinking that's a little bit.
I'm not going to comment on that.
It's another brainiac we have here at the Knife Junkie.
I'm not experienced enough to answer those questions.
Got you. Yeah. I 3V. I gotta get my hands on some of that. And what I was gonna say is you can mention the Vulcan finish. Maybe ask him, put him on the spot right here on Saturday, and maybe he'll
That's
do
a
it.
good idea.
All right, everybody. Well, I'd like to say thank you to Alex for joining me. Thanks, Alex, for joining me. Yeah, he will. He will. You want a warp blade? I'll give you a warp blade.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that should be fun to have all sorts of crackling and dynamic personalities on screen at once. That does it, though, for this edition of Thursday Night Knives. Alex, thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it. And thanks for helping sort of preview Saturday. It's going to be fun. Make sure, everybody, that you drop everything for as many hours as it takes on Saturday, April 18th, starting at noon Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. And check it out. We're going to have 4 co-hosts. As I mentioned, we're going to have Alex, who's been with me tonight, Alex Tissot of Alex's Knife Box. We're going to have Stasa23 from YouTube. We're going to have Slicey Dicey. Good night, Facebook user. I'm not exactly sure who you were, but thanks for tuning in and commenting. And so we're going to have the 4 of us kind of anchoring the thing down as if we're on MSNBC or Fox News, minus all the horse buckies. And we're going to have a whole bunch of awesome designers and knife makers: Greg Medford, Marianne Halpern, Tashi Barucha. We're going to have Kevin Cleary, Neves Knives, Eugene Kwan, Greg Lightfoot, David C. Anderson, Super Steel Steve, Alan Lishwitz, Elliot Williamson, Bob Terzuola, and Michael Janich, and more, and much, much more. Douglas Esposito of Attention to Detail Mercantile. It's going to be really awesome, and it's really going to be an interesting exercise in getting like a whole bunch of outlooks and perspectives in a short period of time.
Yeah, and bring lots of Red Bull.
yeah, exactly. Or have a little child bring you coffee. Yes. Alrighty. Well, for Jim sitting behind the switcher, doing an awesome job, like more awesome every week. His live directing looks better and better, and so I want to say thank you, Jim. So for Jim behind the switcher and Alex, I'm Bob, the Knife Junkie DeMarco, saying, don't take dull for an answer.